Hi there, thank you for watching. Today of my model making tutorial, I'll be talking about how to do a water slide decal. Right, this is the model I'll be using. Right, I will show you how to do it. Check it out. Hi, welcome back. Kit here. You're watching Just a Kid Workshop. Today of my model making tutorial, yes, I'll be talking about how to transfer the water slide decal. So before I jump into the tutorial itself, if you'd like to see more of this type of content in the future, please remember to comment, like, subscribe and share the video. Right, let's go into it. So yes, this is the model that I will be using. So as you see, some of the decal already on it already. So let me just go through with you. So today, basically there's two types of decal. There's a dry transfer and also the water slide transfer. The dry transfer one usually is on those like MG kits and stuff that if I have encountered in the future, then I might do a video on it. So today I'll be doing on water slide. So water slide is I think it's one of the more common one that you really see around, and all the custom guys out there that make decal, they usually do the water slide. So what you want to do is that first you want to have water down here, and I have prepared this. This is the matte varnish, right, from Vallejo. I'll tell you what is it for later. So maybe you want to have like cotton buds, pincer, right, for you to work with it. So for the decal itself, usually I have a lot of decals, right, decal down here. So I bought it from a lot of custom shop. So when you have this decal, right, just cut out the pieces that you want into small pieces. So yep, so down here I've already cut out that we'll be using for today. Right, it's both white, so it's a bit hard to see. So firstly, let's put on the first one. I'll be using this. So this is a Xiong logo. So I'll be putting up on this shoulder down here on the top corner down here. So what you want to do is that for water slide, right, what you want to do is really to put into water. So depending on what type of brand are you using, different type of water slide decal down there have different time when you need to put into the water. Some require longer time, some quite short. Like this, I'm using it really use quite a short time. So you can really try on it. If you put longer, it doesn't matter. You will not spoil the decal, so it's okay. Right? Yeah. So now I already put in, so it's wet already. So what I need to do is, let me zoom in. So what I need to do is really to put on into the hand down here. So I have a cotton bud down here. What I want is really to slide it there. It's really like what the name is, water slide. So after you slide it on it, it will be on the model itself. Okay. So really to adjust it to the place that you want. So let me adjust. If you start to if you cannot move really smoothly, you can really use more water. Then like all this water down here, when you dab more water, right, then it will be able to move it more easily. Okay. So just move it to the place that you want. And around here is fine for me. So in the end, if there's a lot of water in it, right, then it will still move around. So the first step you want to do is really to use the cotton bud to really slowly dab on it to make sure all the water is sucked out. So when you're dabbing, right, the water slide will still move a bit. It's okay, you can still adjust it. It will take a while for it to settle. Right. So after you have move and suck out the water that you want, then it's more or less fixed down there. Then you will need to wait for a while when it's like fully dried inside the decal, then it will stick onto the model. So after this step, some of the people usually they will use like softener or anything to protect it. Usually, but I don't really use it. So what I really do, right, is really using like varnish down here. This is a matte varnish. depends on like the model that you want, whether you want to use a matte varnish or a gloss varnish. Me personally, for this model, I want it to be more of a matte look, so I'm using a matte varnish. So just use this matte varnish. So I poured out in my wet palette. Yes, I use a wet palette. Just pour a little bit, will do. And then just use like a small amount of it. Don't use too much, because if the decal is not fully dry, when you use a lot, then you might move the decal again. So just dab using your brush, using small amount of it, right? So just paint over it, the whole decal. Yep, okay. Yep, then that should do, right? So when I'm using this, right? So what it does is that this matte varnish will really protect the decal. It also blend the, to me it really blends the decal itself with the model. You will see it later, right, when it dries up. Right, after some time you can look at the decal itself is dried. So if you look at it, you can't really see much of a difference, right, between the decal and the shoulder itself. That's the purpose of the varnish itself. One thing is it protects a protective layer for the decal. Another thing is that it really blends in the whole thing so that you don't see the edges of it. Of course, compared to a dry transfer, of course there is still like for the benefit of a dry transfer is that you don't really see the sides. You don't see the sides because it's really they really scrape off the whole logo on it. Then the whole words that you want on it, so that it feel more real. But then those, because of they don't have all these edges, right, it's more easily to be damaged. So like for this type of small decal, usually it won't come in dry transfer. Usually, like I said just now, it only used in those MG's model. But let me just reflect. So if you see, if I put it on extreme light, right, reflection, you will notice a bit on the edges. Normal time when people will not really like zoom in until so closely, usually you won't be able to see the difference with it. So I really love this method by using a varnish over it. So this is everything for the model for today. This is what I wanted to show you all. Just a little tips for people who still don't know how to use decal. Right? So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.